Yeah, guys, you can see my screen, right? Yeah, okay, fine. So from where do we get Java into message system? The Java vendor official site is which one? Right now, who is the Java vendor? Oracle, right? So from Oracle official site, we can download it, or else simply you can Google it, like JDK for, as we are developers. So what do we need to get into our systems? JRE or JDK? Both, but uh, JDK we should get into our system. JDK for Windows or Windows 10 or 64-bit. Based on your platform, we can browse. So simply JDK for Windows usage. First link itself will get from Oracle. It is a open source and free software. So you can get it from Oracle official site itself. JDK download, and here right now the JDK version, means Java latest version, is Java 16, and from Java 16 we can go for JDK download, but let us limit to Java 8 version, not as the 16. Okay, not the 16, just go with Java 8 itself. Yeah, that will also has come. Yeah. So, which one we need to download into our system? Let's take Java 8. As of now, right now, even though Java 16, Java has been advanced till 16th version, but still industry is using Java 8 itself. Not even Java 9 or 11 full-fledged. Only as a experimental usage in few projects. Java 9 and Java 11 are being used. Java 12 or 14 or 16, these are major versions. In between 13 and 15 are there, that are very little minor changes are there, but major changes are there in 12, 15, 16, but still that are also not being used. 95% of projects, almost all, are using Java 8 only still. So if you are familiar with the Java 8 concept, until Java 8 concepts, that's more than enough to go with the Java right now. Okay, and of course, we'll be discussing the other advanced versions also. Means what are the enhancements and what are the new features that we'll discuss at the end after discussing all Java features and some advanced concepts. Then we'll discuss the enhanced features. But as of now, you can forget about everything except Java 8. So we are from Java 8 on Oracle homepage, the downloads page, you can see Oracle JDK download link here. Click on JDK download. It takes you to JDK downloads page. Here, to download, see, if you come here, if you observe here, what we said, Java software itself is not platform independent. It is platform dependent only. How can we say Java software is platform dependent? Because for each and every platform and architecture, C60, Linux ARM 64, Linux ARM 60, ARM 32, Linux x86, and Mac OS, Solaris, like this, for each and every operating system, major operating system, there is a specific version of Java software available. We have to install that corresponding software only into our machine. Okay. But whatever Java application you are developing using Java software or Java language, whatever application you are developing, that will be platform independent and architectural neutral. Got the point, guys? So, as of now, my operating system is Windows 64-bit operating system. So, we need to choose it. So, irrespective of Windows 8 or 7 or 10, everything, it will work. Windows X864. I'm sharing this link in the chart. You can get it. Yeah, Purnima, you can copy this in the chart I'm giving. And now, from the chart messages, you can copy it, Purnima. Then, when you say download, it will ask for license, means Oracle terms and conditions license agreement acceptance. You have to say, I reviewed and accept the Oracle Technology Network license agreement. Then download. But when you say download, what happens? Automatically, it will redirect you to login page of Oracle website. So, uh, what is prerequisite to download Java from Oracle? You have to create an account with Oracle. If you already have Oracle account, it's okay, fine. Then you can directly sign in and it will automatically starts downloading the Java. Otherwise, you can create account here and then you will get a link to your email ID. So how do you create account? You can give your email ID and personal information and uh, give some username, password, and your username would be generally your email account itself. So here my email account, video Oracle registered ID is at gmail.com. It's my Oracle registered email ID and password. I'm not exactly remembering. It's been a long time when I used Oracle site. That's why I'm not remembering password. But this is the process. What you need to. Okay. Luckily, I am remembering my password. So I can download like this. Once it is downloaded into your machine, you get JDK like this into your downloads folder. You will be having JDK like this. You'll get JDK like this. And now, how do we install once we get this exe file? It is exe file which is compatible to our Windows machine because we are downloading Windows 64 only, which is compatible for our platform. So once we get it, then just double click on it. It's a very simple process to install Java on our machine. Just double click on this and give the default options, leave the default options on Windows, means on installation screens and click on next only. It will work. Already JDK is installed on my system. That's why it is saying already installed. Please use another install. So it's not allowing me, but process is this much simple. It's very simple to install Java. So I got a latest version. I think that this one, let us try. This one might come. This is JDK 8 update 301. 301. Now this command, because the different software updates. Version is major version is JDK 8, but update 301. So it's accepted. So we can go like next everything. Just click on next. It will start installing on your machine. Okay, nothing else. No changes you do. Just continue with the default options only while installing JDK. Okay, guys. Yeah, Raghu, you also did like this only, right? Or did you do any changes? Same default options only you left, right? Okay, fine. I will, start preparing installing, but I don't require. So by default, it installs here on your C program files, Java, JDK, under Java folder with your JDK version and subversion name. It will install. I will cancel. Yeah, Purnima got yeah, sure. I think Sai and Shishir both are having Java in their machines. They don't require anything else. Right? Right, guys? Yeah. Okay, fine. I want to quit it. Now, once we install Java, where do we have Java in our C drive? Hmm. Local disk C or C drive, program files, Java, here corresponding Java installation JDK. Our focus is on JDK only. Why? Because we are Java developers, so we can ignore about JRE. We don't require JRE. So you can ignore that JDK, and in JDK bin folder is the important folder which we require. Why? Because our Java compiler command Java C, it is an application. It is an exe file actually, and Java is also an exe file. We can think of Java as a JVM, which will provide Java runtime environment, Java virtual machine for your program to run. Once you compile your Java code, whatever bytecode has been generated from compilation process, that bytecode should be executed by JVM. That JVM will get initiated or will be started from Java. So these two we require to focus here. Now, got this points, guys? So how we are installing Java into our machines and how we are getting Java. Let us Java JDK. Now come to now we have written one first program, right? Where did we write this program? On our E drive, JB 08202021 folder. So let's navigate to that folder. So delete it. Now let's open command from here. Open your folder where you have written your Java program, and just in the address bar you just type CMD. It will open the command prompt here. You don't require to type all this path every time. Okay, now what do I have? I have my first program .java file. .java file is having what? My Java source code. Right, my program. Here I am just trying to print welcome message. But to print this welcome message onto console, I have to run this application. But directly I can't run it. First of all, I should compile it, right? So to compile it, what is the command that we need to use? Yeah, guys, what is the command we need to use? Shishir, do you know? To compile Java programs from command prompt, what should we use? Yeah, very good. Java C. Yeah, my first Java program dot Java. This is the basic command that we need to use. But of course, initially during core Java, we do like this. But in advanced Java, we don't do like this. We will be using some ID like Eclipse. So your job will be easier. But having doing practicing like this would give you better command on language. Okay. Now what happened? It is giving you error. What it is saying, Java C is not recognized as an internal or external command, right? So now what we should do, yesterday what we had done, well, compilation only, right? Java C. So now what we should do, yesterday also same issue I have shown you and given the solution also. What? Very good. We need to set the path. Yeah, Raghu, what's the error you are getting? The same issue or a different one? Raghu, in your local machine, when you are trying to run, you are getting the same issue or other? Raghu, can you hear me? Hello. Yeah, Raghu. So now, what we need to do? Set path, right? Set path. Path to where? Where this Java C is presented. Until that location, we need to set the path. Until that location, we need to set the path. How to set path for a Java compiler or a Java runtime? Using set path command. So now come to your Java bin folder. JDK bin folder will come. Here we have Java and Java C, right? This command only, this file only we are trying to run from command prompt, but we are presented on E drive. In command prompt, on which location we are presented right now? We are our control is presented on E drive, our JB082021 folder, right? But in this folder, directly if we say Java C, it does not identify what is Java C. We should say Java C is presented in C program files Java JDK bin folder. So that complete path we have to set it in command prompt. We have to set in command prompt. Yeah, we have other options. Not every time we are compiling and running the program. For one command prompt, one time. For one command prompt, one time. Once you close the command prompt again, if you reopen the command prompt, again you have to set the path. But don't worry, this won't be the case every time. And we have another option like setting environment variables. If you set the path at environment variables, you don't require to set do this step. But why I'm showing this step to you guys is you should get used to all the activities that we require to do as a developer from the setting up of our system workspace environment also. That's why I am making you to be used to all these commands and all these steps so that tomorrow when you are working or when you are taking a new system, you would not require to depend on others to set all the software or workspace for you. You should be able to do all this setup by yourself. In your college also, for first time what you did, you are waiting for your IT admin, right, to install the software and to set the path. Your IT admin or your trainer or your lecturer has to come and set the path and give everything. It should not be like that. You should be independent and you should set up your entire workspace by yourself, everything. That's why I'm during core Java learning, uh, I go with this kind of steps every time. It might be repeated, but it will give you better uh, command over all this infrastructure setup also. Okay, right. Yeah, Shishir, is it fine? Yeah, fine. So now I have set this is just a Windows command. It is a DOS command. It is. Now let us compile our Java program. How to compile now our Java program? Java C, my first program dot Java. Right now it compiles. See, it has compiled. Right now, if I come, if I come to my programs folder, I can see dot class file has been generated here. Right now, if I want to run the Java program, what should I do? What is the command I should use? Yeah, guys, forgot. Uh, Java. Very good. My first program. That's it. Without any extension. But yes, if we use .java, it will say, I don't know, could not find or load main class. This one. What we should do, because .java is a source file, right? Means our Java code, high level language code, which cannot be understood by your machine. So to run program, always we need to use compiled copy of our source code. Where do we have compiled copy of our source code? In my first program dot class file, right? But still, that extension we should not give. Dot class we should not give. We should give only our class name. My first Java program. It will be welcome to Java Train, like this. Clear? So how we are installing the Java, and after installation, what do we get in our program files, and what is the purpose of setting the path, and how do we compile the Java code, and how do we run the Java program. Are these steps clear, guys? Yeah. Now we are saying, I am speaking since 3 days, like bytecode, right? Once when we are compiling our Java code, we get bytecode. I am telling. So what is the bytecode? What is bytecode? I told bytecode is a intermediary language which will not be completely high level language which could be understood by humans or programmers, or which is not completely machine language which could be understood directly by the underlying platform or machine. Hmm? So it is intermediary language. Who can understand this language instructions? Only JVM. See, if I try to open this dot class file, if you see here, we have some mix of all unknown symbols and plain text, everything, right? So it is partially understood by human, partially understood by machine. So this is what bytecode. This one should be interpreted completely as streams of binaries, means ones and zeros to the underlying machine. So who will do that conversion of this intermediary instructions into machine format to our component JVM? So how do we initiate that JVM? Hmm, this process Java, when we are saying Java, it will initiate JVM, and to that JVM, which code it should interpret to underlying machine code from my first Java program, my first Java program. We no need to say dot class or dot Java anything. Only JVM requires the class name. That's it. Clear? Yeah, guys. Yeah, Purnima Raghu. Clear? Yeah, yeah, fine. Fine, right? So this is about the basic compilation, means writing a basic program and compiling program, running the program. What was what we were discussing? Yeah, oh, and of course we know what is secure, what is robust means, all these points we know, right? Now coming to language fundamentals, when we are discussing about any language, so any programming language, so how should we start our learning, how our learning process should be when we start with any programming language. Programming language basic fundamentals we should understand. So here what we can say, Java language fundamentals. So what are the basic Java language fundamentals? Of course, any language fundamentals are like data types, keywords, operators, control, statements, and arrays. These are the basic things with any language we should understand. And of course, nowadays we can say strings also. But of course, strings are nothing but again arrays only, basically. Array of any string is what it is, an array of characters, right? So you can ignore these strings. These are basic concepts which we need to learn. Even in future, if you want to learn about any other new language like Python or C sharp or JavaScript, anything, hmm, then your approach should be first learning the background of that particular language, what it is and what does it do, what are the important components or key features of that language. Like this, how do we create a basic program, how do we compile and run, these things we should understand about any programming language. Then start with these concepts, these 5 concepts: data types, keywords, operators, control statements, and arrays. These are any language fundamentals which we need to learn. So if you are good with this, you can write any kind of program in any way. Why? Because a program can be written in different ways, but that depends on the programmer's individual logic. Hmm? One person can think in one way, and at the same time other person may think in some different way, right? So programs may not be the same, but output might be same. So but how we can think and how we can write our code by our own self, if we are having good command on these basic core concepts of any language. So now let us understand data types. What are data types? Yeah, guys. So what is a data type? What's your idea on data type? Anything you? Yeah, very good. Int, float, all these are come under data types. Next, any other points? Yeah, Raghu, Shishir, Sai. Uh, okay, data type, basically what we can say, but data type is used to create a variable to store our program values. Basically, in general terms, how we can define data types are used, or data types are constructs available in the language which are used to create program variables to store program data or program values. When you are writing any program, in your program, every program, you would be having different values. You, if you are writing addition program, you will be having uh, three values, right? One first number, one second number, and sum of these two numbers, result of these two numbers, like a, b, or c. The names, anything you can give. And if you are performing or developing a program to capture user information or student information, then you may require to capture student first name, student last name, student age, student gender, student course, student address, all this, right? So all these individual items are program data related to that student. And to store that data, to hold that values, so you need to create individual variables. So how can you create that variables by using the data types? Why? Because if we are taking a student information, student first name or last name, uh, this could be plain strings. Strings, text data, we can say it as string. But when you want to capture a student age, so it is a numeric value. There you should use int value, int variable. Like that, we have to make use of data types to capture the data related for data related to our program, which is required to be processed under our program. Is it clear, guys, what are data types and why do we need data types? Yeah. Now, what are all the data types supported by Java that we see now? We can say data types are like short, int, okay, int, long, float, double, char. Okay. So these are the basic, very basic data types that we make use very frequently. And of course, along with this, we have like a decimal also we have. But in general, we do make use of these data types in our regular programs. Okay. Okay. One more important data type that we should not skip: Boolean. In Java, we have average variables. So this data types, short. Short is what? If we wanted to store a limited range of values, then we can use short data types, so very short numbers. It means assume that when you are capturing any data of your program, like student age or student category kind of things, age would be at max what it would be. It would be two-digit number only, right? There won't be any student in real time. There won't be any student with a three-digit age, like more than 100 years age person would not join for any course, right? So in that case, it is very limited. You would require to say, means capture data in between like 5 to 95 or 99 only, or even it would be in general it would be 30 only, right? Even when we are getting into 40s or 50s, we won't join for any courses learning. That is not general case. There would be some exceptional cases who will be joining, who is very enthusiastic to learn every day. So even at their age 70 or 80 also they would be joining for courses. But even that also can be accommodated with the short data type variable. And int is some general and normal values that we require to deal with in the application. You can this also numeric values only, not only the age, even age values you can store in int, or student marks values you can store in int, or if there is an election conducted, uh, then there would be election votes. If we wanted to store count of polled votes, then you can take int. If that are within a range of lakhs, we can go for int. But if it is going really a huge value, if it is going to a very huge value, like crossing a crores or tens of crores, then you can go for long value. See, counting a population of a country, counting population of a continent kind of values. So very long, large values, so that you can choose a long data type. Hmm. Next, float data type. When do we use float data type? Float data type we do use to store decimal point values. Decimal point values. So some regular simple decimal point values we can store with the float, like a currency, price of the product, or percentage of the student marks. These kind of things we can store in float. And double also for storing the decimal point values, like same price of the product, or percentage of student marks scored, or any other things. But a double is for a very big decimal point value. So big decimal point fractions are required to be maintained in the or calculated in our program. Then we can go for a double. Just like if we want to deal with any scientific values up to 10 decimals or 8 decimals, then we can go for double values. Clear, guys? Yeah, guys, you are getting right. What are these data types and what are their basic purpose, in which kind of use cases or scenarios we do use these data types. Next data type is char. Char is nothing but to hold a single letter value. Like when we are specifying the gender of a student, it would be something like if it is male, we are representing generally as M. If it is female, we are representing it as simply F, right? One single character only at any time, or grade of the student, A grade or B grade or C grade. Kind of things, right? In such case, we can go for char data type. Clear? Now, if we wanted to maintain or hold any truth values, truth table values are what, like true or false, the value which holds either true or false. In that case, we go for Boolean data type. We go for Boolean data type. Okay. So like is eligible, is present, kind of assertions we need to do through the data value. In such case, we can go for Boolean, right? So these are the basic data types that are presented in Java. And of course, the complete list of data types, and each and every data type has its own size and a range of values that it can hold. All that list I will give in next session, tomorrow session. Let us pause here today, and We'll continue tomorrow. But yeah, Raghu, yeah, can you share your screen and let us see what's your problem so that others also can see what is the problem and how we are resolving it. Let's try to resolve it. Can you share the screen? On the top, you will be having a share option. Raghu, did you find the share option? Yeah, Raghu, I have shared a pic you can see where you can find the share option. Like, next to that, uh, yeah, share a screen. You choose a share screen. Yeah, 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 yeah. Desktop. You give desktop. Outlook. Mm, Disable. No? Okay, let me stop my sharing. Okay, I'm stopping sharing. You just share. Now, try now. So next to your video mic, this upwards arrow icon is there. No? Is it not sharing? Desktop, you can share desktop. Still not sharing? Yeah. Or you just share a screen. When you click on this, you will get options, right? A screen and window. Uh-huh. క్లిక్ అవ్వట్లేదా? ఈ
permissions.
Now, Purnima, are you trying to share? Yeah, Purnima shared it. Yeah, it is shared. Yeah. Same, yeah. Might be some issue with Raghu. Actually, I wanted to show you that issue to all of you and show you how do we fix that issue. If such issue comes to you also, you also can understand and can fix your own self, right? That's what I thought. Okay, Raghu. Okay, then we'll connect offline through Zoom or something and we see. Okay, guys. Okay, then we pause here and we discuss here today. Let's assemble tomorrow on same time. Okay, same link. You can join on the same link. Okay, guys. Yeah. Bye, everyone. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. Welcome. Have a nice day. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. Bye, Sai.
So the value the meaning place.
హలో రఘు ఇది లేకపోతే జూమ్ జూమ్ లో చూస్తారా? ఇది టీమ్స్ అది చూపెడుతుంది కదా, ఐకాన్ క్లిక్ చేస్తే మీకు విండో అండ్ స్క్రీన్ అని రెండు ఆప్షన్ చూపెట్టిందా? అది అవ్వలేదా? అవునా? ఓకే, జూమ్ లో 32 పెట్టి జూమ్ లో ట్రై చేస్తారా? ఎనీ డెస్క్? ఓకే, ఫైన్. ఓకే, ఎనీ డెస్క్ ఐడి చెప్తారా?
970.
ఓపెన్ చేస్తున్నాం. 970 382 282 962. Okay. Yeah. Java Jupyter. ఓకే, అంతే. సో ఇప్పుడు కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి. కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి. ఇక్కడ బిన్లోకి వెళ్ళండి. ఓకే, సమ్వేర్ మీ వర్క్ ఫోల్డర్ ఎక్కడ? మీ వర్క్ ఫోల్డర్కి వెళ్ళండి. బెటర్ ఫోల్డర్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకున్నారు మీ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కోసం. ఓకే, ఎక్కడ చేశారు? మై ఫస్ట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ డాట్ జావా కింద ఆల్ ఫైల్స్ సెలెక్ట్ చేయండి. టెక్స్ట్ డాక్యుమెంట్ కాకుండా ఆల్ ఫైల్స్. యా, ఎస్. ఇప్పుడు ఫోల్డర్కి రండి. ఫోల్డర్ మినిమైజ్ చేయండి. నోట్ ప్యాడ్ మినిమైజ్ చేయండి. నోట్ ప్యాడ్ మినిమైజ్ చేయండి. ఇట్స్ ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ మీ ఫైల్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? ఇక్కడ డైరెక్ట్ డ్రైవ్లో కాకుండా ఒక జస్ట్ ఫోల్డర్ క్రియేట్ చేసి అందులో పుల్ చేయండి. క్యాన్సిల్ ఒక ఫోల్డర్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి. ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఆర్ వర్క్ సంథింగ్ వర్క్ ఇందులోకి దాన్ని పుల్ చేయండి. జావాలోకి పుల్ చేయండి. కట్ పేస్ట్. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ పైన అడ్రస్ బార్లోకి వెళ్ళి సిఎండి టైప్ చేయండి. కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది. సిఎండి డి అంటే ఇప్పుడు జావా సి టైప్ చేయండి. ఎంటర్. సో ఇస్తుంది సేమ్ ఇష్యూ, జావా సి నాట్ రికగ్నైజ్. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? సెట్ పాత్, సెట్ స్పేస్ పాత్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇప్పుడు అక్కడ మీ జావా ఎక్కడ ఉంది? బిన్ ఫోల్డర్. జేడీకే బిన్ పైన అడ్రస్ కాపీ చేయండి. పైన అడ్రస్ కాపీ సింపుల్గా అక్కడ క్లిక్ చేస్తే మీకు ఈజీగా వచ్చేస్తుంది. జస్ట్ క్లిక్ చేయండి, అక్కడ క్లిక్ చేయండి వచ్చేస్తుంది. కాపీ కంప్లీట్. రైట్ క్లిక్, రైట్ క్లిక్, రైట్ క్లిక్, పేస్ట్.
టీచర్ వచ్చేసాను.
సెమికోలన్ డాట్ సెమికోలన్, సెమికోలన్ డాట్ సెమికోలన్, సెమికోలన్ డాట్ సెమికోలన్ రెండు పెట్టారు. సెమికోలన్స్ ముందర రెండు. సెమికోలన్ డాట్ సెమికోలన్. ఎంటర్. ఇప్పుడు రన్ చేయండి. జావా సి స్పేస్ మై ఫస్ట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్, ట్యాబ్ ఓపెన్, ట్యాబ్ ఓపెన్, ట్యాబ్ 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 బ్రష్, ట్యాబ్స్ నో స్పేస్, ట్యాబ్ చేయండి అని. ట్యాబ్ అక్కడే ఒక స్పేస్ తర్వాత ఎంవై టైప్ చేసి ట్యాబ్ చేయండి. ఎంటర్. ఆ ట్యాబ్ చేస్తే కంప్లీట్ నేమ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది ఆటోమేటిక్గా, అదే పిక్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ఓకేనా? ఇప్పుడు సెట్ అయింది, వర్క్ అవుతుంది. మీకు ఎర్రర్లు ఇస్తుంది. ఎందుకు? క్లియర్గా చూపెడుతుంది చూడండి. ఎక్కడ జావా అన్నది స్ట్రిక్ట్ కేస్ సెన్సిటివ్ లాంగ్వేజ్. సో ఆ ఎస్ అన్నది కంపల్సరీ క్యాపిటల్ ఎస్ ఉండాలి. ఇంకొకటి అక్కడికి రండి, ప్రోగ్రామ్లోకి రండి. నోట్ ప్యాడ్ ఓపెన్. ఐఎస్ ఇక్కడ పబ్లిక్ స్టాటిక్ వాయిడ్ మెయిన్ స్ట్రింగ్ యాడ్ చేసి కదా, ఆ స్ట్రింగ్లో ఎస్ క్యాపిటల్ ఎస్. ఈ కింద సిస్టమ్ డాట్ అవుట్ డాట్ ప్రింట్ఎల్ అని ఉందా? నెక్స్ట్ లైన్ అక్కడ కూడా సిస్టంలో ఎస్ క్యాపిటల్, సిస్టమ్ ఎస్ క్యాపిటల్. సేవ్, సేవ్, సేవ్. కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ ప్లాన్. నౌ కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ ప్లాన్. అప్ యారో ఒకటే ప్రీవియస్. జావా సి స్పేస్ ఎంవై ట్యాబ్ ట్యాబ్ ఎంటర్. ఏముంటుంది? స్ట్రింగ్. అది సేవ్ అవ్వలేదు ఇంకా ప్రాపర్గా సేవ్ అవ్వలేదు. ఇక్కడికి రండి, కోడ్లోకి రండి, నోట్ ప్యాడ్ పైన క్లిక్ చేయండి. ఆ ఆర్క్స్ ఏముందర స్పేస్ ఉండాలి కదా. స్ట్రింగ్ అరే పబ్లిక్ స్టాటిక్ వాయిడ్ మెయిన్ లో స్ట్రింగ్ అరే తర్వాత ఏముందర స్పేస్ ఉండదు. సేవ్. ఇక్కడ జావాసి క్యాప్స్ లాక్ ఆన్ అయిందా? స్పేస్ ఎంబై జావాసి స్పేస్ మన ప్రోగ్రామ్ నేమ్ ఇవ్వాలి. ట్యాబ్ ఎంటర్. స్ట్రింగ్ మీరు ఎక్కడ సేవ్ చేశారు దీన్ని? ఇది క్లోజ్ చేయండి, నోట్ ప్యాడ్ క్లోజ్ చేయండి. ఇక్కడే ఈలో జావా ఉంది కదా, ఈ ఫోల్డర్కి వచ్చి దాన్ని ఓపెన్ చేయండి. అదెందుకు, వేరే ఎందుకు? ఓకే, ఇది ఎక్కడుంది? ఈ న్యూ కదా, కానీ అక్కడ మీరు కంపైల్ చేస్తున్నది ఇది వేరే కదా. ఈ సేవ్ యాస్ ఎందుకు అవసరం లేదు. అక్కడ ఈలో జావా ఫోల్డర్ ఒకటి క్రియేట్ చేశారా? ఆ ఫోల్డర్కి రండి. దీన్ని ఏం చేయకండి, ఇది చేస్తే మనం కంపైల్ చేస్తున్నది ఇది కాదు కదా. ఈలో జావా ఫోల్డర్ ఉందా, దానికి జావా ఫోల్డర్ దీన్ని ఓపెన్ చేయండి నోట్ ప్యాడ్ ప్లస్ ప్లస్లో. సో ఆడ ఎస్ అది సేవ్ అవ్వలేదు. ఎస్ క్యాపిటల్ చేయండి. తర్వాత ఏ ముందర స్పేస్ పెట్టండి. ఏ ముందర స్పేస్, ఇది క్యాపిటల్ ఎస్ చేయండి. స్ట్రింగ్ ARGS లో ఏ ముందర స్పేస్ పెట్టండి. సేవ్ చేసి ఇప్పుడు సేవ్ కంట్రోల్ ఎస్. షార్ట్ కట్స్ అలవాటు చేసుకోండి. కంట్రోల్ ఎస్. కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ జావాసి క్యాప్స్ లా కాన్ ఉన్నట్టుంది మీరు. ట్యాబ్ కొట్టండి, ఎక్కడి నుంచైనా వస్తుంది. అంటే ఏముంటుంది? ప్రింట్ ln string. Print string. Come to the code. Code run. Print ln system dot out dot print ln. Normal lowercase l. Normal l. కరెక్ట్ ఉందా? నాకు నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్ టైం అవుతుంది. సేవ్ చేయండి. కంట్రోల్ ఎస్ చేయండి. మీరు ఆ మౌస్ అవన్నీ అవి చేస్తే మీకు బాగా లేట్ అవుతుంది ప్రాసెస్. కంట్రోల్ ఎస్ షార్ట్ కట్స్ అలవాటు చేసుకోండి. రేపు వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు కూడా మనం ఇంకా మౌస్తో పోకూడదు. అయిందా? అది మీరు ఎల్ బదులు ఐ ఏదో పెట్టినట్టున్నారు. నౌ జావా కంపైల్ అయింది కదా వితౌట్ ఎర్రర్స్. జావా జావా స్పేస్ మై ట్యాబ్ వస్తుంది. క్లాస్ తీసేయండి, క్లాస్ డిలీట్ చేయండి, క్లాస్ డిలీట్ చేయండి. నా క్లాస్ ఉండదు కదా, ఓన్లీ క్లాస్ నేమ్ ఇవ్వాలి, ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ లేకుండా. డాట్ కూడా తీసేయండి, ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ ఉండదు, రన్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా. రైట్, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అండ్ మౌస్ యూసేజ్ తక్కువ చేయండి, మ్యాక్సిమం షార్ట్ కట్స్ అలవాటు చేసుకోండి. కేవలం కంగారం లేదు, ఉంది కదా 6 months ఉంది మనకి టైం. కాబట్టి డైలీ మీరు షార్ట్ కట్స్ ట్రై చేస్తే మీకు ఆటోమేటిక్గా అలవాటు అయిపోతుంది. ఎందుకంటే రేపు వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనం ఇలా మౌస్తో ఇలా వెతికామంటే ఇంకా వాళ్ళు అక్కడ పట్టేసుకుంటారు. మనం ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్కి వెళ్ళాలి కదా. ఇప్పుడు శిష్యులు కానీ లేకపోతే ఇతను సాయి కానీ వెళ్తే ఓకే, వాళ్ళ స్టూడెంట్స్ కాబట్టి నాకే ప్రాబ్లం. కానీ మ్యాక్సిమం ఫాస్ట్గా చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది ఇట్లా షార్ట్ కట్స్ అది అలవాటు చేస్తాను. ఓకేనా? విరాట్ జాయినింగ్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే విరాట్.